against these tax cuts for the wealthy. And I want to ask you finally, you name me, you tell me if a tax cut ever created a job. That's just a lie by these corporate fascist elite who want to steal your money and rob you dry and turn to serfs. So I'll tell you straight out, if you, one more time, if you say to me, what are you advocating for, sir? Quite frankly, a revolution, if you ask me. It's time for the capitalists to take a walk. It's time for you capitalists to take a walk. You're destroying our country. You're destroying our world. You are the cause, corporate America. Pay attention, corporate America. You are the cause of global warming. You are the cause of these wars. You are the cause of these miseries, of untold sufferings. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We are the Committee for Peace and Human Rights, and what my friend Bob said is true. It is completely true. I want to say one thing. I think most people do understand the cause of these wars, and I think that the people in the armed forces understand the cause of these wars: greed, corporate greed and empire. And when you're the one who's being subjected to it, there's a lot of people who understand. You think people don't understand when they're being effed over? Sure they do. People all over the world. People all over the world understand that these imperial wars are a complete scam. We are the Committee for Peace and Human Rights. We're against these scams, we're against the wars, and mainly we are pro-humanity. And we're here today because we're pro-humanity. I want to read a short paragraph that was written by Morgan Phillips about the Occupy. It's pretty short, so bear with me. And it says that fueled by outrage over economic gluttony and impunity on Wall Street, the Occupy movement took hold of a piece of the anger lying deep in the hearts of many people. The pinch was being felt by too many people. A would-be movement sprang forth, and it did, representing those whom the promise of prosperity in exchange for hard work, that promise had been made and broken, because that promise is broken these days. It should be made clear the Occupy Wall Street movement and all those Occupies that came alive around the United States and still are, they're not orchestrated or primarily made up by wealthy, comfortable, gainfully employed, resource-rich people. That's not true. That's not true. Plenty of unemployed, underemployed, and broke-ass people are taking on the roles of organizers within the Occupies. And that's what the Occupy is also. So when you hear someone saying, which I've been guilty of, that the Occupy movement has a lot of, seems like students and all that, there are a lot of people who are, why are they there in the Occupy? Why are they there? Why are they there? Because the conditions of life are being undermined and destroyed all around us. So I want to say that about the Occupy. We got a banner right here. Speaking of the Occupy and Occupy the T, we are the Committee for Peace and Human Rights. We're anti-capitalist, we're anti-imperialist, we're anti-racist, we're anti-incarceration, and we are pro-humanity. Thank you very much.
Yes, you! One nation!
Pro-solar too!
One thing, I praise God I made it back from Afghanistan safely. I give God credit for that. I served 4 years in the Navy as a machinist, and I praise God I made it back. Tonight at 7 o'clock there's going to be a GA right over there, General Assembly for the Boston Occupy. I don't really know how many people have been showing up. I was in Dewey Square, and it broke my heart that the city stopped showing up to the one people who are standing up for you. Right. The 1% is not if you make $100,000 or 200 or 300. The 1% is the rich people in the government that control our laws, that we refuse to give them our opinion to stand up for it, which is our right. If you make $1 million, get up there. You're just like me. It doesn't matter. Listen to us. Hear us. You will hear a song tonight that hopefully this nation will open up to. Unite as one nation to change this country. It is in our right to change the laws that we are being oppressed, distressed, and destroyed by.
Conscience of America and the world. They are the conscience of humanity. They are the conscience for peace and hopefully for a better world for the rest of us. And like us, this committee and the Occupies and all the other movements, they just hate war. They hate fascism, they hate racism, and they hate class discrimination. And I think it's about time that business as usual has to end here. How long can this so-called great capitalist system, which really isn't great, it's nothing but oppressive anyway, is corporate capitalist system is going to ruin our lives. It is ruining your life. CEOs' wages go up, your wages go down. And by your silence, you support it. So, friends, you have to make a choice, America. Which side you're going to be on, the 1% or the 99%? The 99% represents these things we just talked about. We're anti-capitalist. Capitalism doesn't work anymore.
What you care matters. How many of you vote? 20, 30 million up 320 million? What you think is not being heard, whether our representatives don't come out to tell you they want to hear it, or whether you don't go to them and give it to them, we don't have our voices heard. Right. That's partial their fault, and it's partially our fault. Right. Whether we're not being taught we can, or we don't know we can, or we're too busy to, we still need to get out there and vote and petition, because you ain't got nothing to vote for unless you petition for it.
Right about it.
You get out there, you want to bail out? They bailed the banks out, they screwed us over. Well, go out there and petition for a bailout. Show them 5 million people's signatures on a petition for a bailout. I guarantee we'll have 100 million people voting for it.
Right, brother. Tell it.
The Occupy is not about destroying the government. They're talking about rebuilding it better with our voices, our opinions, and our knowledge. We all see society that they don't. Go tell them how it is.
Look around this city, I see people in need, do you? I see people who need a job. I see people who need a home. I see people who need their libraries. I see people who really need schools. And they can raise their families as human beings. But what the corporate capitalist fascists want, they don't want that for me and you. They want to control. They want to dominate. They want to exploit. Make no mistake, the corporate fascist system, it's oppressive, it's racist, it's full of class discrimination, has no regard for women, and those who support it, you support empire.